And like getting to this.
How was your Christmas?
It was good.
What'd you do?
I went back to North Carolina and hung out with my family there and went to Charleston. And what about you?
You flew into Charlotte and then where's Charleston in relation to Charlotte? They're like driving distance, like an hour or two.
No, Charleston's probably 4 hours from Charlotte, but I fly to Charlotte to Wilmington, and then Wilmington is 3 hours north of
Jesus
Charleston.
Christ. How long does it take you to get home?
A 4-hour flight from LA, and then an hour and a half, so like 6 hours.
Oh, okay. And you live near the airport. It's not like a far drive.
Like 15 minutes. I mean, Wilmington's not a very big city.
It's not big and poppin'.
I mean, it's known as Wilmywood. It has
Is it really?
Yeah, it has like a pretty good movie scene and like industry there. So like a lot of people.
What college is in Wilmington?
UNC Wilmington.
Is that where you went?
Yeah.
Yeah. 15 minutes from home. Did you go home on the weekends?
No, I lived down at the beach and barely survived nursing school.
Wait, so is nursing school, do you do that in undergrad? I don't know anything about being a nurse.
Yes, I did. Well, it depends. You can do like community college where you get like your associate's degree, which you can still be a nurse.
Right.
But if I wanted, like, since I'm a nurse practitioner, I had to get a bachelor's degree and then go to 2 more years of graduate school. So
after that, at UNC Wilmington?
No, I did that down in Charleston. So
that's why you go to Charleston.
Yeah, because I lived in Charleston for like 8 years,
right,
before LA.
Right, but you went there originally to get your master's.
No, I went there originally just to get out of Wilmington and try something new.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
we're learning new facts.
I know. What about you? Where did you go? Fairhope, Alabama?
I went
or Mobile, Alabama?
No, Fairhope. Mobile. Did you ever see that meme about the leprechaun?
No. Is this a conspiracy theory?
Kind of.
Ooh.
Wait, have you really not?
No.
Okay, hold on. I have to show you the meme about the leprechaun. So there's this leprechaun. Mobile is known for Mardi Gras, right? It was where the birthplace of Mardi Gras was.
I thought New Orleans was.
No, it started in Mobile. Fun fact. Lepra.
What was that Kanye song?
Mobile. Which one? Gold Digger?
Mobile, Alabama. Oh, the workout. This is Kanye's.
Have you seen this?
Wait. Oh, yes. And the guy on the news was like,
the meme guy
was
the
like
leprechaun.
drawing.
Yes.
Drawing the guy that was like trying to be arrested.
Yes. So this was the leprechaun. The oh god, it was the Mobile leprechaun, and he claims he saw him, and he was like drawing it. And it was this guy. Anyways, that's what Mobile's known for.
Oh,
that's not Mardi Gras.
No.
What is the leprechaun?
St. Patrick's Day. I was like, I thought New Orleans was Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Well, no, Mobile's also Mardi Gras. Have you ever been to a Mardi Gras parade?
No. I have been to New Orleans. One of my girlfriends got married when she was like 23, and we had our bachelorette party there.
You to Bourbon Street?
Yeah.
Did you take your bra off and show your titties?
No.
Oh.
Never.
I went there 2 years ago for my best friend's little sister's bachelorette, and I was the only person single there. There were 15 girls. I was the only one single, and I was with my best friend, and she was pregnant, but she hadn't told anyone yet that she was pregnant. And so she wasn't drinking. I was single, and there was like 15 little sisters. They're like not little sisters, but like younger than us, right? And we go onto Bourbon Street, and everyone was like, "Oh no, I would never show my titties." And I'm like the only single one, and they were like, "Eve," and I was like, "No, not by myself."
Is that like what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, you show your titties and you
get beads.
You get beads like year round. I mean, I've never done it, but allegedly.
That wouldn't have happened at that point in my life.
My mom would kill me. Mom would literally kill me.
I think Helen would probably disown me for sure. Or either, actually, you never know. She might be up there with me.
Maybe like
depends on how much wine.
It's like Nashville. Nashville. What are you doing, Brittany? What did she say? She saw your Instagram post, right?
Yeah, when the cowboy strippers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we went to. I'm trying to remember how we ended up there. We went to Nashville, and I was like, "There's a cowboy strip show."
It was like surprised me.
It was burlesque.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
it was innocent.
Yeah, they were all gay.
Yeah, that was disappointing. They were very pretty.
We looked them all up on Instagram afterwards, and every single one of hers.
The fact that they could kickball change better than anyone I know should have been like an inclination, you know?
Oh yeah, that was that was a weird night.
It was a fun night though.
It was good. We were just the two of us.
Remember when I wanted his birthday? To be fair,
remember when I wanted to go to Broadway at 9 a.m. and you were like, "No."
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to drink coffee and chill. And your clothes are laid out and you're like showered and ready to go.
I think that's a really good point that we learned is that in Friends, there are two types. And the one is the one that's up at 6 a.m. ready to go. And the other is like, I don't know what we call that. Like the relaxed friend. You're like the relaxed friend.
Yeah, according to my like colored personality test I took recently, I'm a green. This is for work.
Okay.
And I'm not a sunshine yellow, which
What
I think
is
you're a sunshine yellow. Meaning like you're super like bubbly, outgoing, like you're gonna like
Did I tell you my nickname was Sunshine as a kid?
Well, there you go. You're sunshine yellow. And it takes a lot for me to be a sunshine. And I can be.
But green's good. Green's like mysterious.
More chill.
Chill? Is it chill? I feel like it's like mysterious and like
it's interesting. This is like known as like kind of like neutral, relaxed, which for the most part I am, but
like I'm the golden retriever and you're like what?
Kind of like go with the flow, like kind of like.
Does that make you like a bunny? If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
But I don't know what kind of animal I would be. So I feel like it's like sweet but spicy, you know? I feel like that's kind of my personality. I feel like you'd be because my altar color was red, so don't cross me.
I feel like you'd be a dolphin.
They're kind of annoying.
Well,
they're cute though. Like people get excited whenever they see dolphins. Right.
And they're very, like, the closest thing to animals, they're very, like, I don't want to say sexual, but, like, they're sexual. They mate for pleasure. No, they mate for pleasure, not just, like...
Right, they're the only other mammals that do that.
Right. Do we do that? We do that, right?
Well, have sex for fun?
No, yeah, well, not everyone.
I think so.
People do. Anyways,
I mean, not just like me and you, but like humans in general. Like,
you're not mating with me tonight.
I'm pretty sure.
Remember the first time we like slept in a bed together, and you were like, "You don't cuddle, do you?" And I was like, "No, absolutely not." And you were like, "Thank God."
Yeah, I was like, "Do not touch me."
I thought we made it through. Where was it? Waste management.
Yes.
Did you see the hat I was wearing this morning? I feel like it'd be really cute at waste management.
I had on my waste management hat this morning.
I know, but did you see my hat?
Oh, yeah. I don't know where you got that from. Was it like a Penmark hat?
No, I got it from Holy Moly.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah, it said, "Who's your caddy?" We were going to talk about the Piggly Wiggly.
Oh, about going home and like going back to our normal routines in the South. I mean,
the pig.
What's yours other than going to the pig? That's like
there's not a lot going on
for Sunday dinner. Like, what is Fairhope like? Like, is it one stoplight or is it?
Did you see Love in Fairhope on Hulu?
No.
Okay, so Fairhope is, when I first moved to Fairhope, I swear to God, I could be lying. My mom will tell me I'm wrong. But I think there was like 10,000 people that lived there and there was like 4 red lights. Okay, and we had like the Fairhope Pharmacy, the Fairhope Clock, the Fairhope Christmas Tree. Like it was all like, there was the one school, the one elementary, the one, if you wanted to go to private school, you had to drive like 30, 45 minutes away or whatnot. So since moving out, a lot of like money's come into the town. It's on the Gulf. It's gotten a lot more prestigious in terms of, and a lot of movies are filmed there too, randomly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hallmark movies?
No, actually. Like indie films. Like a lot, I mean, Hallmark movies too, I think, but indie films, like Reese Witherspoon filmed a movie there recently. I don't remember which one. Long story short, we just got a Walmart. That's a big day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't have
a Walmart. Do you have Chick-fil-A?
No. We just got a Starbucks. We got our first Starbucks this year.
That is a small town.
Yeah.
Much smaller than where
it was a big deal. When we got our Walmart, and our Walmart is probably 3 miles outside of town, there was a line hand to hand from the Walmart to the downtown, like, city center or whatever, protesting it.
Why?
Because the small town mom and pop stores didn't want to go out of business to Walmart.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, but also like
sometimes you like need stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I didn't have an Apple until I went like long time after college. My dad bought me it when I went to college. I went to college in St. Louis with a whole bunch of like Jewish, very wealthy families from New York and LA. And
I didn't even know that where you went to college was like considered like Ivy League almost.
Yeah. And when I went there, my dad, like parents will like buy you a laptop or whatever to go to college, or computer or whatever.
Yeah.
I had a desktop PC Dell. Could not take to class. Yeah. There was no taking. No.
Well, I don't think I did either. Well, I think I did get a laptop, but it was a Dell, and everyone was like starting to get Macs.
Yeah, but I also just had a desktop, like the full like modem. Like I had to go back.
Dial up was still going on. Yes. It was like you're still like waiting for it to connect.
Yes. And I was like, I didn't know. And I remember like, and I would log on to AOL and like flirt with my like situationships from back home or whatever on the AIM.
Oh yeah, Instant Messenger was.
Wait,
still
what was your AIM screen name?
It's the same as my Instagram name.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You've like kept with that forever?
Other than I changed the date because the date on my AIM screen name was my first boyfriend and I's anniversary.
Are you kidding?
81701.
Okay, that tracks too. You're a lover girl. If you're not a T Swift fan, but if you were, you'd be a lover.
I'm a T Swift fan.
But you're not like a...
I'm not like a diehard.
No.
I never really like jumped on the bandwagon, but I like her stuff. Sometimes I feel like her songs also kind of sound the same, and I'm such a big music lover that I really want to like dive into like all aspects of it.
Do you have a favorite Taylor Swift? Do you know what I recently learned? Every guy's favorite Taylor Swift song. Last night, Glenn had it, Chad had it. We polled like multiple guys. They all have the exact same favorite Taylor Swift song. Well, guess.
Revenge song or whatever it's called.
The Revenge song? What is the Revenge song?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know.
The Blank Space.
What's that one?
I've got
Blank Space, baby. Yeah.
And you can write my name or something. And I'm like, do you guys all want to be in the blank space? What does that say about men?
Interesting.
All of them have the same one.
You know, I know the song, but like,
I just remember like when she came out with the music video, there were like moving boxes and there were like men in them.
Yeah, I really probably need to brush up on my Taylor Swift.
I feel like you just need to listen to the good ones.
But I like Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah, so the Prophecy, that song did I make you listen to that?
Maybe, probably.
Okay, the Prophecy just came out as Rolling Stone's #1 Taylor Swift song of all time. Yeah, I love the Prophecy. You would like the Prophecy. Oh, fuck, you have to. I'm going to make you listen to it. Hold on.
I think when she was younger, she would get on my nerves, but now that she's like older and like in her like true self, I like her better. Because before I just thought she was kind of annoying.
Have I made you listen to this before?
Don't come at me for Taylor Swift.
Have I made you listen to this before? Listen to the lyrics, because you're a lyrics girl.
Yeah, I am a lyrics girly.
Taylor Swift break. Actually, listen though. Just wait till the chorus. The chorus though.
Yeah. Yes, I do like this song.
This is literally you. I mean, me too. Like, I resonate for a reason. Please, Jesus. Well, like, kind of.
Kind of.
Taylor said it, not us.
We're digressing, yeah.
We digress.
Taylor Swift fan. We love the Prophecy.
So they did the thing with Walmart, and then...
So you have a Walmart and a pig?
Yeah, we have Walmart, the pig.
Do you have a shitty kitty?
We don't have a shitty... What is the shitty kitty?
Okay, I just learned about the shitty kitty when I was at home over Christmas, but it's Food Lion.
We don't have a Food Lion.
People apparently call it the shitty kitty, and I was like, why am I just now learning about this?
Does it sell like everything?
Yeah, and it has the best pastrami ever, hands down. I mean, it might be Boar's Head. I don't know. It's from Food Lion, but it's better than Harris Teeter, which y'all probably don't have.
We don't know. No.
Publix, which is also an East Coast thing.
We got a Publix. No, we got a Fresh Market.
Oh, well,
is it Publix?
No, but that's
it's not in our town. It's not in the city limits. It's outside of us.
Like no Whole Foods, no Trader Joe's.
No.
Okay, see, Wilmington does have all that.
Oh, so that's where I was going with the Dell, is that the nearest Mac store when I went to college was in New Orleans, which is like 3 hours away from my house. It was New Orleans or Birmingham, which is like 3 hours or like 5 hours. I can't do Alabama driving math because the traffic's weird. But so my dad was like, well, why would we get an Apple? How are you going to fix it? And I was like, well, now I live in St. Louis, like a real town. So we got a bar, though. There used to only be one bar in my town when I was in high school. And then when I went to college and we'd come back, do you guys all go to the same bar when you come back?
All my friends are married, so I don't go to so we don't go to the bar.
Do you just go to their house to have a cocktail?
Go to their house.
I love that.
I mean, I go to the bar with my brother sometimes, who's 9 years younger than me. So, and then I still see like the singles that are still there. And I'm like, oh, like, you're still here. Hi.
Do you ever get your hair done at home?
No, but I've been considering it because one of my girlfriends has really nice hair extensions, and she pays like a quarter of the price
I'm sure.
that I pay. And I'm like, and she's like, you should just fly home every 12 weeks. And I'm like, that would probably be cheaper than what I'd go to Newport Beach and do.
Or you could alternate it, right?
I could alternate it because I love my hair girl in
Newport
Beach.
You could just,
she's amazing.
I was thinking this recently. I don't get my hair done at home, but I used to get it done at home. And the lore and the gossip at a small town hairstylist, like, because they also know all the people you went to high school with. Like, it is like insane. And you start knowing about the divorced couples, and you know about like everything comes out. And
that's what Facebook's for.
This is true.
That's why I still keep my Facebook.
Same. I go on it sometimes, and I just go. I haven't posted since like 2000, and I don't know.
I only post
15
like
maybe
on there to my family, not like actually literally connect to my Instagram, but only so that like my like extended family can kind of see what I'm doing out here.
What are you doing out
here? I'm living life. I'm L-I-V-I-N.
Who came up with that? Is that a Paris Hilton saying?
I feel it's Matthew McConaughey from You Just Gotta Keep Living, man. It's from, what is it, Dazed and Confused?
I never saw it.
What?
You know I've never seen any movies.
Okay.
I feel like you need to give me a list of movies that I need to watch.
Yes, like classics.
Right, I've seen none of them. I tried to watch Eyes Wide Shut last night, and I fell asleep.
I don't know if I've seen that.
We're going to see Baby Girl, right?
Oh,
I want to see Baby Girl so good.
I might need therapy after.
Should we do Baby Girl tomorrow night? No, it's New Year's Eve.
I mean, I was planning on kind of spending New Year's Eve by myself. Like, I bought my grapes and everything, so.
I was like, should we go to the movie theater tomorrow?
I wasn't, I'm not opposed to that. Like, but I know I need to be social, but I'm going to be social.
What are you going to wear?
I have no idea.
Me neither. I just got these really cute leather shorts from Anthropologie. I haven't tried them on
leather
yet.
Shorts.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think with tights, that'd be cute.
I don't own any tights, but I feel like they'd be cute with like a turtleneck, you know?
Yeah,
right.
I like that.
Like in boots.
Maybe.
No.
Like what kind of boots?
Like knee high? No.
Do you think about like all I think about right now is Now and Then when that mom is like walking in her leather.
I haven't seen that movie.
What? Eve? Oh my god.
They're not booty shorts. They're like. There's something like I feel like Paige DeSorbo would wear, but she would style them better.
Speaking of Paige DeSorbo,
yes,
I'm really sad about her and Craig.
It's a guess. I know where we're going with this.
I'm really sad. Like
Why
I was rooting for them. I feel like she's such a boss bitch, and he really like proved himself as well, and like came out with this great business of his, and they kind of like brought out the best in each other. Which more do you want? He glowed up dating her.
Do you think he glowed up personality-wise or commitment-wise or outfit-wise?
I think all three. I think he glowed up as a man dating her.
But what do you mean by that?
Like, he just, like, cleaned up his act. Like, he was kind of known as, like, the next Peter Pan of Charleston. And he was following in Shep and Austin's pattern. But
do you think that...
I just feel like he, like, leveled up. Like, he knew that she brought a lot to the table, and he matched her energy. And I really respected that about him. And I feel like she knew that as well. And
do you think he's going to go off the deep end after the breakup?
Oh, I don't know.
I kind of am like, I'm not going to lie.
I hope not. But like I love Charleston after even living
there.
I feel like he could easily do
There's
that.
no way he didn't get his heart broken.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, no way.
They said it was mutual.
Well, what are they going to say?
You know, I don't think, it was probably mutual because I feel like she doesn't want to get married and he does.
Do you think they had a lot of sex? I've always wondered.
I mean, she said that.
Really?
She said it was like the best sex she ever had.
Interesting.
She said that like on her podcast.
Do you think that sex can improve?
Yes, I do.
Is it just like a time thing, an emotional thing, communication thing? Like, how does one improve sex?
I think it's all of those. I think it has to be like a safety factor in with all of it. Like I think
not like knives safety factor, like emotional.
No, not like weird stuff.
Well, you're like, there has to be a safety factor.
I like emotional safety. I think like communication is number one, obviously. And I also think like you have to like trust your partner, you know? I do think the more you build emotional intimacy, that's going to become more in like a physical aspect too.
I feel like you're way better at this. I don't actually know. I've never asked you, but I feel like you're probably way better at this than me. I have never told a guy what to do in the bedroom, ever. Not once. It terrifies me. I'm supposed to like tell you? Like, no, but I think that's a Southern thing. Like, I was conditioned to think sex was not for pleasure. Like, I was conditioned to think sex was like what you did when you were like married to have babies.
Yeah.
Like, I never, like,
it wasn't an open topic in your household.
No, it was not. Well, or just even with my friends or like anybody. Like, we had teenage pregnancies and they were like very much shamed, or like the girl would be moved to another town until I'm not kidding.
She left
yeah,
school.
she left
same.
school.
I mean, that's how ours was too. I think there was only like one teenage pregnancy that I knew of, but I mean, she was 18. They ended up I think they're still together. So like, that's shocking.
I'm 36 and I've never told a man. I'm terrified.
Well, I'm sorry. Like,
I know. Me too.
I think, but I think that's part of your 2025 goals. Like, speak up.
I don't even know how to start. I'm also a people pleaser. Like, I feel like I'm also a people pleaser. So I feel like if I say my needs, then I'm like, oh, you're like, I'm like emotional now.
Oh God, put down the wine. That's not what we're gonna do.
Actually, I mean this in a serious, like, as a serious topic. Like, I've so much wanted to make the guy happy and thought that sex was about making them happy and enjoy it. And never once for a while did I think about my own. If I think back to my first relationships, that wasn't even it didn't even cross my mind. Oh, I haven't like had pleasure from this experience. I would date men for years and never
speak up.
Now I at least process that I'm not experiencing pleasure. I still don't speak up, but I at least process like this is something that needs to be like discussed.
Yeah.
But I remember like early on, I would say probably until I was at least 27, 28, like didn't even process that was an issue. Like when I think back on my early relationships, you know? And that's kind of wild.
I mean, I do think that comes with like age and maturity. Is like in your 30s, you're a lot more like confident in yourself. Like you've had some life experience. Yeah. Like you're able to kind of like then be like, I don't like that, or it's not a DJ booth. Calm down, you know. Like,
or at least like you know.
Like you know. Like, and I think it's all about too like how you approach the situation. And I think you got to be careful because you don't ever want to like
emasculate.
Yeah.
That's hard. Yeah. It's hard because I was always afraid if I told somebody what they didn't like, or what I didn't like rather, that they would take offense.
Right, because I think it kind of goes both ways. Wouldn't you want to know if your partner didn't appreciate
for sure. Like if I was just going to town and I was on their thigh, like
or like their wallet. Then I think I would want to know. I mean, please.
Slight digression.
Show me the way.
I'll tell the story because it's about me, and so I'm not embarrassing you. But I was once rubbing a man's thing, shall we say. Well, I thought I was rubbing his thing. And after a couple minutes, he was like, Eve, that's my wallet. It was not his thing.
You're like, gosh, your wallet's so nice. And then you're like, damn.
It's very square and rectangular and boxy. Nice leather. Yeah, anyways, so now I'm terrified of like rubbing the wrong parts. But like, to be fair,
it's hard to find.
Sometimes. Not all, it shouldn't be, but sometimes.
You never know.
I was trying.
Yeah.
And I would say in that situation, my one regret, and it wasn't my fault, is like the man should have just like moved my hands.
Agreed. And that's where I would fault a little bit of that, is like just kind of lead in the direction as a woman should in the same way.
No, I get that. Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, let's get back. Let's get off.
We went down the deep end.
We did. We can easily divert topic of conversations easily. So whenever you like go to the pig, do you run into everyone from high school? Like, do you have a lot of high school friends in Fairhope?
They're all married.
Cheers!
They exist. So my mom was making fun of me when I came home this year because she wanted to go to the pig to get, I don't remember what, she wanted to get like milk for coffee or something, and it was like 9 a.m. and I was putting on,
dare her.
I don't milk for her coffee. Yeah. I was putting on like a full face makeup. She walks in on me on the bathroom and she goes, "What are you doing? Why are you putting on mascara to go to the pig?" And I was like, "Well, you don't never know who you're going to run into." I run into people from my high school all the time. Sometimes I don't recognize them though because they're bald now. Like there was
women too.
No, but it's been 20 years.
I know, that's scary. My 20-year high school reunion's coming up, and I did not go to my.
Are you going to go? I didn't either. Are you going to go to your 20?
I don't know. Me and my girlfriends at home, actually, when we got together and had dinner, not at their house. We did go out, but not to the bar.
Big time. Big time.
We were talking about that. And
do all of your friends also have kids?
Yes. Everyone that is still.
So they got their husbands to take care of them, or they got babysitters?
Yeah. Yeah, their husbands out.
Well, no, I know couples where their husbands don't.
Oh, yeah. No,
that's nice.
They're like happily married. I think they're going on, those girls that I met up with, at least 10 years of marriage. So, yeah.
Can you imagine being married 10 years right now?
No.
Literally can't.
No, I mean, I've changed so much in the last 10 years.
When I think about the fact that, like, because you were engaged, I was engaged in our 20s, you were married, like, when I think about all of that, and I think about the fact, like, what if I didn't know who I was.
Me either. I feel like I probably just really came into my own in, like, the last 5 years. I've really stayed, like, true to me.
I will say the one thing, I remember listening to some podcast that Kristen Cavallari did, and she was talking about how much she loved her 30s, and, like, the older she got, the more comfortable she was. And I remember always hearing that. People would always say it, and I was like, fuck that. Like, that's obnoxious. It is so true.
I agree. My 30s have been, like, challenging, but fun. And I wouldn't trade any of it.
I also just feel like I know who I am. Not in totality, but a lot more than...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think even in the short time I've known you, the differences that has come in the last 4 years.
Same. Yeah. Like, it's just, and I'm more comfortable in who I am. That's wild.
Which I pride you in that. You're very true to you.
Yeah.
You don't find a lot of authenticity like that. So good for you.
Thanks.
Good job.
Thanks, Mom.
Good job.
You might be batshit, but you're real.
Yeah, at least you're real.
Well, at least I know you're not fake. Oh my goodness. No, so she was making fun of me. So we get there, and I kid you not, we walk in, and there's this guy standing in line behind us, and I swear to God, I had driver's ed with him. And my mom was like, well, just turn around and ask him. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Turn around and be like, hey, did we go to high school together 20 years ago? Or are you?
Yeah.
Like, and what if I'm wrong?
Yeah, well, that's okay. Then he'd be like, no, bitch, I don't know who you are.
Well, yeah. Probably. But I get embarrassed when I go home. I don't get embarrassed here, but I get embarrassed when I go home.
That is kind of funny. I kind of know what you mean.
I revert to, like, my high school version.
Self.
Yes. Like, I revert to a different person.
I actually kind of understand that feeling. Because, like, you, like, see people and you're like, I have this whole other life that you know nothing about. But you only remember me from
this.
Hoggard.
Right. From this, like, very specific time in my life. I feel like I become, like, shy or something.
Yeah, that's really funny.
And I'm not even, like, a shy person. And I become, like, this, like, scared, like, also my mom's not super extrovert. Well, she is, but in select. Yeah. So I feel like that doesn't help either, because she's looking at me like, I don't know, like, this is embarrassing.
I mean, this is going to sound mean. I'm really bad about recognizing people. Like, I mean, we were out to dinner and...
You have terrible eyesight, though.
Well, I do, but I don't even recognize celebrities living in Los Angeles. Like,
I don't either.
One, I don't really care, but like two, I'm just bad. I like know you, but I don't know you. And
you look familiar, but I can't figure out why. Did I tell you about running into Keanu Reeves?
No.
I ran into Keanu Reeves. This was like 2019. I ran into him in a speakeasy. I don't remember which one. Some speakeasy in West Hollywood. And he was sitting at a booth by himself. And I walked up to him and I go, you look so familiar. Have we met before?
Wait, what are his movies that I really like?
Speed.
Well, yeah, that's like the old
John Wick.
Yes, John Wick.
Yeah,
movies.
like all the John Wick
movies. Yeah,
I've never seen them. Shocker. But I know they exist. No, but I remember walking away. My friends were just like, "Did you just go up to Keanu Reeves?" And I was like, what?"
But see, like that would be something I would do. I would see someone and be like, "Yeah, I think I know them," but like not realize that it's maybe someone I've seen on TV. And I don't think that's weird.
I don't think that's weird.
And
either.
I also think they kind of want to be treated normally. So. That's a good
thing. As long as you're not like...
I mean, like, when I saw Chase Crawford, I was an hour late to my date because I wouldn't leave Elefante because he was standing next to me. And I was like, I need to shoot my shot with Nate Archibald.
Did you shoot your shot?
No, I didn't. I just took a really creepy picture.
I remember you said it to me.
And I was like, I have to go on this date. And, like, the guy I was at the time dating was like, why are you so late? And I was like, well, I was reliving all of my Gossip Girl dreams in my head.
Okay, so on that note.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Gossip Girl.
What are your thoughts on you? So you were dating a guy at the time, but you wanted to shoot your shot with Chase Crawford.
Well, okay.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, at what point, obviously if you're like fully exclusive, I feel like, that's cheating. But like, where's the gray line? And I feel like so many people have different interpretations of like the talking stage and the dating stage and all that.
In the words of the recent Madison LaCroix, you're single until you got a ring on your finger. But that's not how I live.
Yeah. I just don't know where the line is sometimes, because I feel like I have time after time after time been loyal as fuck to men. We're four dates in, and I'm like, well, I'm not talking to anyone else. Not anymore, but I'm saying like back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And it's never worked out for me. So where, like, at what point is it when you have the exclusivity talk? Is it when a certain amount of time is like, when for you?
For me personally?
Yeah.
I think it comes whenever you actually have the exclusivity talk.
So like, up until that point.
I think you need to be, that's again comes with communication. So I think obviously
if you're being all mature,
dating someone and you're being like intimate with them, you need to make sure you're being safe. So you need to have that discussion. And then if that person, you have to always assume that they're probably dating other people, like that's how I always look at it. Like, assume that they're dating multiple people until you guys actually talk about it. And that's hard, right? Because if you're like a lover girl, you're like, oh, this could be forever. And, I'm going to put him over here and not date anybody else. And that's hard to do. But I do think in order to I think in a healthy, adult way of dating, you should keep your options open until you have the exclusivity talk.
What if you have the exclusivity talk, which generally only relates to sex, right? It doesn't relate. I mean, usually the exclusivity talk is I'm not sleeping with anyone else, right?
Right.
So what if you have the exclusivity talk, but then you get hit on by a guy at a bar? Can you give him your number? You're not sleeping with him.
You guys so you're exclusively only
sleeping with
each other?
Yes.
But he hasn't been in a relationship. He doesn't want a relationship with you yet.
Or he hasn't asked.
I think you can still give a guy your number.
That's where I think it gets gray. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm not jeopardizing anyone's safety. I'm not whatever, but you also haven't locked me down.
Correct. So then yes, I think you can still go on a date.
Okay.
I think as long as you're not like screwing up the discussion that you guys had, or you're not like disrespecting.
Yeah, you're not going back on your word.
Correct.
You're not. Yeah, you're not.
Then I think that's like a smart way to be, because I think that's how you have to keep your options open.
Yeah, I mean, I've been burned so many times. More times
you don't want to get burned, and then or come to find out they might be married and live with their girlfriend of 5 years.
Not speaking from personal experience or anything. You never know.
Like, you could take them to a whole Christmas party and you never even know that they have pretty much a wife.
Pretty much. Weird.
But hell, 5 dates in 7 days.
Okay, wait, do you look up every single guy you go on a date with on Are We Dating the Same Guy? Because I never looked up anybody until you do.
It depends. If I've met them out organically, I'm a lot less likely to look them up or do research. If I've met them through a dating app, like dating apps are so cringe and scary at times, and I've had scary experiences, that I'll look them up.
I think people can also lie so easily on dating apps.
Yeah.
Right? Like in person, it's harder to lie. Like if you tell me, it's harder to lie about your age to me or whatever. Like it's,
right. Well, you can also kind of get their personality better and like their vibe and.
Oh my God, except for J-Mo's man, the one who had a full-on wife.
Yeah. Listen, my 2024 track record.
Wives.
At least we didn't ever actually go on a date with that one.
I know.
I felt sorry for her. I hope that she's doing okay.
I did too. That was
like, I'm a girl's girl. Like, I will stand true through and through. Like,
same. It bothers me when people pick men over women. That's really hard. Full circle. Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Wait, you know my opinions on it. What are your opinions on the whole situation?
So I haven't done nearly the amount of research that you have, which I appreciate all of your lawyer knowledge on that.
I'm like so excited for the countersuit.
Yeah, I want to see
what he's going to say. Yeah.
I've like dived in a little bit on like TikTok, but I will say that I guess his smear campaign, which is what she's saying, I mean, it had me convinced. Like, I kind of lost respect for Blake Lively, and I've loved her since the early 2000s, right? Like, I was like, wow, this girl might be a mean girl.
Right.
But I also, like, maybe he's creepy and was being inappropriate. But I'm also a little bit, me and you have different aspects on that, on what's inappropriate and what's not, so.
Well, I think that there's also a difference between what we're comfortable with and what's inappropriate and what's legally inappropriate. And I think that there's a really big difference there. And, like, what I struggle with so much is my background is so looking at it from a legal perspective.
Because you did sexual harassment law.
Yeah,
right?
That's all I did.
Read a lot of cases.
For sure. Like the amount of dick pics I've seen. Like there's
Wait, do these bosses just like
yes,
their employees?
Yes.
What?
And I'll have to go through it. No, it's insane.
But I'm trying to like think back in my like jobs that I've had. I mean, granted, I've worked for women mostly, so I haven't. But even like when I like waited tables, like, I mean, there's probably things that happen that definitely cross the line. But when you're young, you're like, you think they're just,
you don't
like,
think anything of it. We're from a different. It's going to age us, but we're from a different generation.
We are, yeah.
This is how I'll put it. There's 3 different levels to me. One, there is being uncomfortable, and you have to navigate between, is the uncomfort technically sexual harassment or not? Like, because people's comfort levels are different, and there is a legal definition of sexual harassment, right? So that's part 1. Part 2 is it legal or not? Whether you're uncomfortable or not, there are things that like you might be comfortable with, but they're technically sexual harassment, right?
That's what I was saying. Like, what's the depth?
Yeah,
it does say.
Well, and then there's the next part, which is technically sexual harassment is only illegal if you put your boss, supervisor, manager on notice of it, and they fail to do anything.
Okay.
So that's like a really big difference. So if, for example, your coworker comes up to you and keeps on talking about your nice rack, okay? First of all, you might not be uncomfortable. I might be. Who knows, right? Like, whatever. Like, we have a little weird. Right. But I'm just saying, like, theoretically, like, we could have different comfort levels on that, right? If he's just like, oh my God, your tits look really good. Oh my God, your tits look really good. And he says 3 or 4 times, right? You might be like, oh, it's funny. Like, I have good tits. And I might be like, I'm really uncomfortable, or vice versa, right? Yeah. So that's step 1. Is he hot? I'm just kidding. No, but actually, right? Like, do I want to date? I'm just kidding. No, that's so wrong. That is considered very inappropriate. But I'm saying, like, I mean, we can make it less obvious. Like, what if he kept on just saying, you look so sexy? You look so sexy. Yeah. If you were attracted to him, you might not feel harassed, right? Like, so there's a difference there, right? If you it's still very inappropriate. It's inappropriate in a workplace, right? Yeah. But if you had a husband and 4 kids, you would likely more inappropriate, right? You would likely feel a lot more uncomfortable. Yes, right. That makes sense. So I think a lot of people are getting caught up in the believing Blake or not. I believe everything Blake says. Yeah, she has really no other motive to go and like shame him. Well, she's trying to rehab her image for sure. But like that wouldn't make her look good by like putting him down unless there was straight facts. True, sure. Know? Yeah, I believe Blake. I don't think that, but my question is it illegal? And so where I'm going with this is, so first of all, we have different comfort levels. Not me and you specifically, but people in general have different comfort levels. But second of all is, it's clear that she reported all this. She put people on notice, right? And they addressed it. They had a meeting where they discussed all the things she's uncomfortable with, right? Yeah. Technically speaking, if you put your manager on notice and they address the problem, you don't have a claim. Doesn't mean what she's saying is a lie. Okay. But since they addressed it, then she can't really fight anything because they took care of it. Correct. Yeah. Right? That's why I think there's nuances to all of this, right? But that's why I think the smear campaign, the retaliation campaign is the crux of the lawsuit, actually. Because she brought up the sexual harassment. They addressed it. She's claiming that because she made a complaint, therefore, later down, he orchestrated a smear campaign in retaliation for her complaint. Oh. And that is illegal. If he truly said, I'm afraid she's going to tell people that I sexually harassed her, and so I'm going to orchestrate this smear campaign, that's retaliatory for her coming forward. Oh, interesting. But the tabloids are hinging on the sexual harassment part because that's the juicy. Well, right. It's going to get clickbait. Yes, exactly. But I don't actually think that's the problem, if that makes sense. Like, because she did bring it up. They did address it. Like, for example, say your coworker told you once, you look really sexy, and you went to your boss and you were like, he said this, it made me uncomfortable. And they went to him and they said, hey, you can't say this. And he said, you're right. I'm not going to say things about her appearance anymore. Right. And that was the end of it. Do you have a claim for sexual harassment? No. I mean, it's gray, right? It's like, yeah, but that's like also like a waste. Not a waste of time. That sounds terrible, but like that would be a lot to like, right, of energy to put into something. But what I'm getting at is like, that doesn't mean he didn't say it. But like her words are still valid.
Right.
But I'm just saying there's a difference between her words being valid and the legality of it. And I get it. Like I've gotten so many DMs being like, oh, you're on Justin's side. I'm like, I'm not on anyone's side. I'm just pointing out the nuances from like the legal perspective.
Right.
Which I think a lot of people.
We don't like, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know.
But I also think the same way we all believed the smear campaign, everyone all in that immediately falls into the we believe all of this. Yeah. And I'm just saying, like, let's all take a step back and let's acknowledge the differences between believing Blake, and which I 1000% do, and I support her decision to bring this up.
Yeah.
Because I think if he orchestrated a smear campaign because she brought it up, that's fucked.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Like that's messed up.
For sure.
Because you should be allowed to feel comfortable bringing it up. Anyways, sorry, I can't.
But it's also like, why was he feeling the need? What was it saying that he was like showing her videos of stuff? And they had like an intimacy coordinator. I didn't even know that happened.
So I don't know a lot about film sets, but on my deep dive, I found out that apparently when there's like sex scenes or whatever, there's always an intimacy coordinator who effectively like acts out scene by scene the sex scene.
Oh.
So you don't go off script. So you don't make the other person uncomfortable, right? Because a lot of these actors and actresses are in relationships, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know all the details, but apparently that's the thing.
But I don't recall in that movie it being like
that sexual. Me neither.
Yeah, I mean
Well, so the other thing I read, and I was like deep down the Reddit threads, is that there were a lot of like sexual scenes that were not in the script that he had filmed that then got cut later.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, and that's where like.
And he also had been charged with saying that he didn't consent or something like that years prior with like.
He wasn't charged. So he, I guess, brought up to her, which I also thought was really interesting. He brought up to her that sometimes he'd had sex without getting a woman's consent.
Well, so he forced intercourse.
Like, so this is right. So this is where I also get weird because I'm like, when's the last time a man has ever said, "Hey, can we have sex?" Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe I feel like we're from
just about a buzzkill.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, so I feel like we're from a different generation in the fact that like I'm not used to that being a thing. Now, if a woman is obviously unable to give consent, that's a totally different ballpark.
Correct. Yeah.
But I'm not, if I'm like physically with a man and we're both engaging in it, I don't expect him to stop and say, do you consent to this?
Yeah, that'd be cringe.
So,
not cringe.
Right.
But like if he would like stopped everything, obviously.
Yeah. So it's not clear. And I think my biggest issue actually with this whole conversation about Justin and Blake is that the tabloids, the way they spin it for clickbait,
right,
is like they're saying, oh, he's like had sex with women without consent. And it's like there's a big difference between no consent, unable to give consent,
correct,
and didn't ask for consent.
Right. Have you ever had a man?
I've never had a guy ask.
Do you consent? I don't think I've
ever right. That to me. But there's definitely been situations where I didn't want to have sex, but I didn't know how to say no.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Or I didn't necessarily, and that gets into a whole gray and murky area.
That's a whole nother
topic, but it's like
discussion.
Right, but it's like I can recall. Am I mad about that? Do I go back and place blame on that? No.
Right.
But again, I think like this is aging us, but I think we came from a generation where like that is considered a lot more of a dangerous gray line than we ever thought it was.
It is. And like, I mean, it's actually good it's been brought out to like the younger generation because I do think it's helping young girls and guys like be a little bit smarter in their decision making and like more cautious. Whereas in our generation, it was kind of lackadaisical a little bit.
Right.
It was kind of just like, oh, well, she was naked, he was naked, of course they hooked up.
Right.
Which maybe neither of them wanted to. Maybe they were just making bad decisions. You know what I mean? Like
1000%. And I don't like, I'm not even going down the like, oh, she's wearing a mini skirt, she's asked for it.
Right.
But it's like the extreme of that is, or not extreme, the less extreme of that is like, oh, she's naked, she's obviously consented. But it's like, that gets fucking gray.
It does get gray. It does.
And you add alcohol to the mix and it's like,
it's a slippery slope. Sure.
I can't imagine being 19 right now.
Oh my God.
With like social media the way it is.
Me either.
Like with the Me Too movement, with social media the way it is. Like
no, it would be my worst nightmare.
I can't even imagine
I'm
it.
So thankful that Instagram and iPhones were not around when I was in college. Like,
And I am like very vulnerable. I'm very vulnerable, and I still am like, I don't need those mistakes online.
Me.
Anyways.
I mean, not even like, I can't even say there were mistakes. I was just, I was out and about when I was that age. And
same.
but there's also like such greatness about that. And like, I even hear where people talk about like how LA used to be before cameras. Like celebrities would be out and about because they weren't scared of being filmed for everything. Like you would run into people, or like you would be at a party and who knows, like the famous person would be there, and that was like normal because
it's like
people
all the
weren't
Diddy
getting
stuff.
filmed.
All the Diddy stuff coming out now.
Well, yeah, thank God.
But I'm just saying, like, in that time, like, imagine if social media was what it is now when all that was going on. It would have already been. This wouldn't be 10 years later. Correct. This right? Yeah. Like this is correct. In retrospect.
I mean, it's just it's scary. Like I also think it's sad because I think it sets a precedent for like so many young girls and guys that.
Do you ever look at Instagrams of like Gen Z now and like what they wear? I'm talking about like the Facetune and the filters on their photos and stuff. Like not even Facetune, but like I'm just saying like.
I didn't think they did that.
They don't do the Facetune and the filters. That's the wrong way to put it. I'm just saying like the
aesthetics.
All of it,
it's
like
exhausting.
Yes, like all like what? Like we were just taking random Polaroids and being like, let's go.
I would take like 60 photos out
Literally.
And upload them all to Facebook.
All 60.
And trust me, I'm still going through Facebook and deleting those pictures sometimes. Like I've done a clean out and I'm like, why would I ever put that on social media? Like
I had a photo of my best friend on the toilet.
Yeah.
Like what?
Right? Like why would that ever make it?
No one needs to see that. No one. Like no one.
Yeah, it's shocking. And I sometimes like, but that was like the purity behind it, is that there wasn't so much criticism and like judgment. No. It was just like,
have you gone back and looked at your Facebook statuses ever?
Oh, awful. Like
I'm crying in my bedroom tonight.
Yeah,
like what?
Or like it was like studying and then meet me at Loggerheads and or whatever. Like
Jesus Christ. Okay. Closing this out, I have one final conversation I want to bring up to you. I brought this up to you earlier. What was your tanning bed sticker of choice?
My tanning bed sticker. Okay, so I only went the tanning bed like a little.
Did you really?
I wasn't like a tanning bed girl.
Really?
No, like I wasn't.
Oh, I was a tanning girl. I would
go like before prom or like big events.
But like for the weeks up to it.
Yeah, but so for a sticker, so if there's like spring break, I like the heart. I know, I'm a basic bitch.
I really think you need to listen full circle Taylor Swift Lover. I feel like this is gonna be your new we're gonna indoctrinate you. I don't like Lover, but I feel like maybe you're a Lover girl.
I am a Lover girl. I believe
her album's like got rainbows and shit on the background. I'm like a dark and like fucked up twisted girly, and you're like Lover.
Yeah, sometimes.
Maybe.
It depends.
I'm also Red. Red was my favorite album.
Red.
I'm gonna take you on a Taylor Swift.
I think I need to. I've been to like one Taylor Swift concert, but anyway, we're digressing. Yeah, I liked the heart. I mean, what did you choose?
I was Sunshine.
Where was you? I think the placement of
I was Hip Bone.
Yeah, Hip Bone.
Where else do you put it?
I don't know. Some people would put it like on their butt cheek or like on their lower back.
You knew butt cheek girlies?
I mean, some girls would wear. I lived at the beach, so some girls would wear like cheekies, even when I was young.
Really? Okay, I always wanted to put it on my boob, but I was always too nervous.
Yeah. I can't say that would have been the best choice. That'd be weird.
Well, no, okay, Eve, I've told you this, the paw prince, Eve the rapper,
yeah,
I always...
No.
When I was in 7th grade, I wanted to change my name to Eve Victoria Elliott, so I'd be EVE, backtrack, think back, you like that, ooh, you got to, I know you.
No? I don't know that one.
Okay.
I might.
We'll play it later.
Yeah, okay. You can educate me from Taylor Swift to Eve the rapper.
Gwen Stefani, what was that? Let Me Blow Your Mind.
Yeah.
You would love that song.
I like Gwen Stefani.
I don't love her, but
she was like in like the 90s.
But like pop princess. Like, no?
I don't think your Southern mother would have approved of that. Mine hardly approved of a nose ring that I had or
you had a nose ring?
Or a little sticker.
You had a nose ring?
I did.
I didn't know that.
I did. I got it when I was 18 and
I got a belly button ring. You never had a belly button ring,
No,
did you?
I wanted one, but I got nervous. Okay. Which now I'm glad I didn't have it. Because it like makes your belly button weird if you like get pregnant and stuff.
Yeah. Wait, but what you were telling me earlier, which I think is really important, is that we both wanted to be Playboy Bunny girlies, but we weren't.
I always liked the little rabbit, but
the little rabbit?
Yeah, I mean
wait, is that why the rabbit, the vibrator is called the rabbit because of the Playboy Bunny?
I have no idea.
But it's You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Go back to Sex and the City.
Or is it Jackrabbit? Because guys...
I think that was just like an iconic symbol of like, when did Hugh Hefner make Playboy? Like the 50s?
But was Playboy bunny because bunnies are sex like jackrabbits? Is that all connected?
Oh, I don't know. We should look up the history of that. There's actually a really good why the bunnies. But I don't know. That's a good question. I did because that was like the trend in the 90s, right? When like Pam Anderson and like Baywatch and all of that.
Yeah.
But my mom would have never approved of that, and I don't think it would have sent the right message. You can't have those. That was a no-no in my house.
No. My mom, when I was a senior in high school, she found my thongs and she cut every single one of them in the crotch with scissors.
Okay, my mom wasn't so strict. But
yeah, my mom was strict as fuck.
It was more about like, you have to, how you present yourself, which I think is
that's fair. Fine. Helen. Dear Helen.
I know.
We love you, Helen.
Helen has a wild side too, though, so I get it honestly. Love you, Mom.
Okay, we're closing this out. Cheers. Farewell.
Cheers. Farewell.